The coronavirus economy is harsh, and as the pandemic ravages countries, there are concerns that an already marginalized group will be further left behind, the transgender community. An international digital pageant is raising awareness for transgender women. We've got one of the contestants and an LGBTQI plus rights advocate, Mela Habijan. Hi, Mela. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Michelle. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for making this a platform for us to really leverage on the transgender community right now.
Great to have you. So let's talk about the pageant, because the organization's founder, Miss Sahara, says that the Miss Trans Global was conceived back in 2017, but realized only now during isolation in 2020. She goes on to say how the communities around the world are often either stuck at home with transphobic family members or homeless due to family rejection. She says many of us are misunderstood at home and marginalized in society. Also, we have limited earning opportunities. Mela, what would you say are some of the unique challenges faced by trans women in this COVID economy, in this crisis?
I think it's very particular for us to focus on what kind of work we are in, because right now, especially here in the Philippines, since we don't have much of that opportunities, we work in the informal sector. Some of us are freelance workers, like makeup artists. Some of us are in the entertainment industry. Some of us are in the fashion industry. Some of us are in the are doing sex work, and because of the COVID-19 and because of these limited opportunities, we can only have as much as we can right now. So this pandemic has affected us so much. A lot of my trans sisters right now are crying out for help, and it's a good thing that there's this platform called Miss Trans Global International who's raising awareness in terms of the present state of transgender women right now, how we are adapting to the situation. In the Philippines, I'm very lucky to be part of STRAP, or this is the Society of Transsexual Women of the Philippines, who has partnered with the AIDS Society of the Philippines. They're doing fundraising as well, and recently they have helped over 100 of trans women here in the Philippines. So that's the reality, and I hope that more and more people would see how important we are in the workforce, how important the contribution of trans people is in the Philippine society and in the world platform as well.
Mela, tell us about this all-digital global pageant that is the Miss Trans Global. How has the experience been so far? It's all digital. You guys are in your homes shooting these videos. Talk to us about the experience.
I know. I mean, it's very unique that at times like this, we can still stage pageants like Miss Trans Global. It's very unique in its essence because we are everyone in the pageant is in their own countries, and we are asked to do our tasks at home. So it's very limiting, but as far as I am concerned, the limits challenge me to be my best. In fact, I'm very fortunate that I'm doing the tasks together with my brother and my sisters. I am with my family in the competition. So somehow it is fun, it is challenging, and it's all worth it.
Mela, when we talk about this drive to usher in a new era for the LGBTQI plus community, what are we really fighting for? For you personally, what means the most to you? Is it the right to legally wed? Is it easy access to sex reassignment surgery? Or having in place anti-discrimination laws? What do you hold closest to your heart?
Being a trans woman here in the Philippines for 3 years now, I have transitioned 3 years ago. I think the most important thing for me right now is just to be acknowledged and to be recognized by the Philippine society. You know what, to be frank, Michelle, there are a lot of things going on right now. Some say that we are already acknowledged by the Philippine society, but the fact that legally we cannot carry our trans names, the fact that legally we cannot put transgender in our records, and we're still regarded as male individuals, the trans men are still regarded as female individuals, it hurts that there's no recognition on our end. I think the acknowledgement is a crucial portion of our identity because it's our truth. And I hope that years from now, our lawmakers will be able to appreciate the beauty of transgender women by honoring us and letting us own our truths.
Mela, have you ever had an experience where you feel you've been passed up for a job, for a post that you wanted because you were a trans woman?
I think this was in 2007, in which the Philippine society is not recognizing Filipino transgender women yet. I wanted to apply to this multinational company as its brand manager. And when I asked, will you be accepting, back then, there was only the notion of gay people. So I asked, will you be accepting gay people? And then the HR director said, yes, we do, as long as the person or the applicant looks professional. And that means the applicant does not dress up as a woman. And during that time, it dawned on me that when you are dressing up as a woman, you're not professional. So it hurt. It hurt a lot during that time that I have trans sisters back then who cannot fulfill their dreams just because they're trans women.
Mela, the challenge, you mentioned corporates, because there's this challenge to walk the talk on inclusion. It's more than just hashtag this, hashtag that, or a rainbow flag here and there. Do you feel that corporates today, the big brands, are fully recognizing the potential, the talent, and more importantly, the spending power of the LGBTQI plus community?
Well, we are getting there. I'm very happy that in the last 3 years, when the Pride movement here in the Philippines became strong, and it is becoming stronger, a lot of multinational companies, the big brands, are celebrating Pride with us. I think it has been a global movement, and I'm very happy that the Philippines is adapting in this global movement. What I'm looking forward to is the change in local companies, and I'm very happy that one local company has recognized LGBTQ rights. Even our insurance commission has recognized partners of our gay individuals of LGBTQIA. Their partners are now being recognized as beneficiaries. So I'm very happy with where we are headed, and hopefully, little by little, we can move forward towards a more inclusive society in terms of anything in the society.
Mela, let's now talk about the millennials. You are a millennial yourself.
I am.
There is data showing that millennials and Gen Ys make up 50% of the workforce this year, and by 2025, they will represent 75% of the workforce. When you talk about the young, and I know you can relate because your family is into education, you guys have a school, do you think we are teaching our kids enough about inclusivity, about embracing the other, or that to totally just dump the concept of the other, that there is no other anymore?
At present, if I may be frank, we are not yet there. But slowly, I think schools are becoming more open. I've seen public school teachers accommodating transgender people, becoming teachers. And slowly, this is an eye-opener to our kids. I'm also very happy that there are people within our society who is very much open into the idea of being educated. There are people who are asking questions. So it may be a slow movement, but I am very hopeful, and that hope still remains because I'd like to believe that there are a lot of Filipinos, especially in our society, who are seeing our beauty, who are seeing our worth, who are seeing our validity, and that's something to hold on to.
And Mela, final question. We won't let you go without you schooling us this morning. The basics of the alphabet soup. Could you once and for all, very quickly, set the record straight on what LGBTQI plus stands for?
So LGB refers to sexual orientation.
Okay.
So L is lesbian. So that means a female is attracted to a fellow female. G is for gay. A man is attracted to a man. And bisexual, he is attracted to both sexes. In terms of T and Q, it's transgender and queer. We refer to these as gender identities. In my case, I am a transgender woman because my sex at birth is male, but I recognize myself as a woman. Therefore, that makes me a transgender woman. Queer, on the other hand, they are the beautiful beings who are non-binary. They don't identify as male or female. They identify themselves as humans. They are humans regardless of gender. And then you have intersex, and these are our brothers and sisters who were born with both genitals, and they exist. They exist in our society. A is a type of sexual orientation that's asexual, which refers to individuals who do not have sexual desires. And yes, they exist. Not all people have sexual desires, right? And there's also what we call pansexual, who disregard gender and whose attraction is mainly on the person himself, herself, or themselves. So this is the beautiful spectrum of the LGBTQIA plus community.
On that note, Mela, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for sharing this beautiful journey. We wish you well. We hope you'll bring home the crown for the Philippines.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I would like to appeal for the support of our fellow Filipinos to please support us. We are actually 5 Filipinas representing the Philippines in the Miss Trans Global Pageant. This is not just a pageant, but this is an advocacy for us to raise awareness, trans women's rights, more importantly, the validity of transgender people all around the globe. So if you could support every single candidate from different countries and just see how beautiful we are as a community, this is the first step to getting to know us and understanding our plight in this world.
On that note, thank you very much, Mela, for joining us this morning.